Hello, it's a new day. Yes, I'm at St. Mary's Church. It's kind of beautiful. Now I'm in the park headed to Sourdough Sofia. It's supposed to be a really good bakery. So I'm excited and I'm kind of hungry, so yeah, see you there. There's a certain magic about waking up in a city like London, where every corner tells a story. Today it's my story. I've always dreamed of walking these streets alone. Solo traveling, it's not just about the places you see, it's about who you become when you're away from the familiar. London is a city that romanticizes itself. It's hard not to feel like the protagonist of a novel when you're here. Just look at the buildings. They're work of art, relics of a time when architecture wasn't just practical, but poetic. This trip wasn't planned to be my last of the year, but something about its timing feels right. December in London is like a love letter to the years that just passed, a reflection of all the highs and lows. Honestly, I feel like everything is so beautiful. And solo traveling, it taught me something powerful. You don't need permission to celebrate life. You don't need company to feel whole. There's a strength in being on your own, in finding beauty in the smallest details. London teaches you to look up, to notice the way sunlight hits stone, glass, and steel, the way history looms, large but never overshadows the present. The morning was just started, and as I was walking down to enter the market, I stopped right in front of this library. I couldn't resist but to enter and let my eyes decide what I should bring back home to remind myself of this beautiful getaway. Intermezzo felt like the perfect choice, English and bold. Remembering the church I visited 5 years ago in the middle of London, I stepped in, still amazed and with a smile on my face, enjoying some peace of mind in the busy area. And it might have seemed small, but to me, it was a reminder. Gratitude is the quiet engine of joy. December made it all so beautiful. The grey sky, the cold air, it made the brilliance of the architecture feel even more alive. As I walked away, the street's light began to flicker on, casting a golden glow on the stone and glass. It felt like a quiet gift from the city, a reminder of its beauty even on the greyest days. But it's in these kind of moments that I can feel so connected and estranged from a city at the same time. The fact that places like this, Eden Park, seem so distant from the chaos and frenesy that the city is built on, making it look like a slice of paradise and calmness. Cheeseburger. I had enough time to rest and recenter for an hour or so before getting back on walking. The moment I stepped into the White Cube Gallery, the world outside disappeared. Jeff Wall's photographs glowed softly against the white walls, each one a portal into an ordinary moment made extraordinary. I stood before a light box of a normal couple. A woman just existing, sunlight streaming through a window. Calmness, stillness, movement, caught in the act. Almost chaotic, yet beautiful. It felt familiar, but under his lens, it was poetry. Each photograph whispered emotions, melancholy, wonder, stillness, like stories Alf told, asking me to fill in the gaps.
And then expand them, elevate them, and refine them into great works of art. And it's that fine line between truth and fiction, life and art, that makes his works so perpetually gripping.
Wall's art made me pause, not just to see, but to feel. Easily one of the best museums I've ever seen. Yeah, you can't quote me on that because... As I left, London grey streets seemed different. Every puddle, every fleeting moment felt profound. Isn't that the magic of art? To change not just what we see, but how we see. As this year draws to a close, I find myself filled with hope. This trip has been more than a getaway. It's been celebration of how far I've come, and the promise to myself that there are more adventures waiting in 2025. The Barbican Center feels like a world unto itself. A concrete labyrinth that somehow softens the chaos of the city. Its brutalist architecture, bold and unapologetic, rises like a modern fortress, every angle deliberate, every shadow holding secrets. There's also water, there's a park in the middle, and there's houses with high ceiling. This is just beautiful. Walking through its terraces, the lines between nature and sculpture blur. It's a place where the urban becomes serene, where art and architecture collide. Standing in its art, surrounded by its soaring towers and Eden gardens, I felt the Barbican's beauty. It dares to be different, and in doing so, becomes unforgettable. I spent the last 3 hours of the day talking, meeting what I can now call my friend, Maria, and exchanged thoughts, ideas, hopes, and dreams. I could see myself from the outside, smiling and giggling at the thought that I was extremely happy to be there, to share, connect, and love. We later on met with Maddie and ended the night conversating on whatever came to our minds. So, to anyone watching this, romanticize your life. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. And don't wait for someone else to hand you the life you've been dreaming of. Go out there and take it. Because every trip, every moment like this, is a reminder that life is a gift. To be cherished, explored, and lived fully. Thank you, London, for being the perfect ending to this chapter.